are the Polk Plantation. Monday morning. Nice and quiet.
Knowledge is found in the secret place of the Most High. Happy is the man that found that wisdom.
Well, you know what it is.
And with that getting, get overstanding. And
the word.
Shall be added unto thee.
The whole word. Nothing but the word. Why do you stand afar off, O Lord? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? The wicked in pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boast of his heart's desire, and bless the covetous the Lord abhors. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek God, not in all his thoughts. His ways are always previous. Your judgments far above, out of his sight. All his enemies, he puffs at them. Puff. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for never in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue, mischief and vanity. He sits in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Yes, you look here and you see the poor, in and out, the revolving door of the poor. He lies in wait, secretly, as a lion in his den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draws him into his net. It has become sophisticated, this net. So much so that we almost don't see it. And yet, it is a net work of oppression. He crouches, humbles himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. You see them, they got guns, they got badges, they say they have authority. And yet, wherewith does this authority come? From the Pharisees and the scribes. Do you think that when the Christ was crucified, that all of a sudden Caesar's regime is packed up and left? He has said in his heart, God has forgotten. He hides his face. He will never see. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up your hand. Forget not the humble. Forget not the humble. You know, humility is the beginning of wisdom. And that is something man cannot take away, nor can he deny. That's why he puts these distractions in front of us. Keep looking at that smartphone. Keep telling you what to do, what to think. Look at that television. They'll tell you what's right, what's wrong. Nobody will profit from it. They're just doing it out of their own goodness of their heart. Is that what they want us to think? Wherefore does the wicked contempt God? He has said in his heart, you will not require. You have seen, for you behold mischief and spite, to requite with your hand. The poor commits himself unto you. You are the helper of the fatherless. Break through the arm of the wicked and the evil. Seek out his wickedness. The Lord, King forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. His holy land. his sanctuary. The wicked are perished. Come and join us. Lord, you have heard the desire of the humble. You will prepare their heart. You will cause your ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more be oppressed. Does anybody feel safer? We got plenty of technology, plenty of police. They got new equipment. Does anyone feel safer? In the Lord put I my trust. How do you say to my soul, flee a bird to your mountains? Below the wicked bend bow, they make ready the arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. Yes, I'm not angry. I am rejoicing. And that the Lord has called I have a special requirement, a duty, and an obligation to fulfill. The Lord, my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord, the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, my enemies and my foes, came upon I to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. You know that Florida State student recently that was found on all fours making animal-like noises and eating the flesh of his dead victims, 19-year-old. Do you feel safe? No. A host should encamp around I. My heart shall not fear, though war should arise against I, and this I confident. And that's what they seek, to make you look less than confident. You know, when the police approach you, I had it happen to me recently a couple weeks ago in Clearwater. You know, they surround you and they hold their guns. And then they begin to signal trigger words onto you, to provoke you, to antagonize you, and to instigate you, to make a false move. So they can use that against you. You know, these words, jail, arrest. You know, I can arrest you. You know, you can go to jail. You're going to jail. All these things are meant intentionally. They've already profiled you, categorized you as a type C personality, somebody that's not going to work with them. Once they make that decision, then they begin to instigate you. That's how it works. And they record everything. They got one officer there to record everything you say. Then they cut and paste what they want for their prosecutor to hear, to pass to the judge. It's all biasm. There's no truth involved. The police are permitted to tell lies. Period. Once you get rid of that, then you start to clean up the environment. What happens is, you know, they put two people together and say, look, this guy saying this guy saying that, they lie. What happens down the road is one of the friends who used to be a friend murders the other one. And whose blood? Who is responsible? Where does the blood lie? That's right. Hear, O Lord, I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon I, and answer I. Seek you my face. My heart said, unto your face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not your face from I. Put not your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Leave I not, neither forsake I, O God of my salvation. Salvation is of the Lord. That's what Yeshua means. The original Messiah, some call him Jesus, they don't realize it's really Joshua. Salvation is of the Lord. When my father and my mother forsake I, then the Lord will take I up. Teach I your way, O Lord, and lead I in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver I not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are rising up against me, and such as breath out cruelty. Unless I believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the hand of the living, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Give me thanks.
Gonna wait till this truck beeps. Yes.
Yes, the transgression of the wicked says in my heart, no fear of God before his eyes. He flatters himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth, iniquity and deceit. He has left off to be wise to do good. He devises mischief upon his bed. He sets himself in a way not good. He abhors not evil. Your mercy, O Lord, in the heavens. Your faithfulness unto the clouds. Your righteousness like a great mountain. Your judgment a great deep. O Lord, you preserve man and beast. How excellent your loving kindness, O God. Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of your wings. Yes, the children of men put their trust under the shadow of your wings. As the seed was seen to be a parable of the kingdom. And it grew. It grew so great to the mustard tree that even the fowls of the air came and lodged underneath the shadows of the wings thereof. They shall be abundantly satisfied with the fatness of your house, and you shall make them drink in the rivers of your pleasures. Does anyone have confidence that this next generation is going to stand up for the right? That they're going to do and be an example of the right? Or they're going to hide, cower out, and rock? For with you, the fountain of life, in your light shall we see light. Oh, continue your loving kindness unto them that know you, and your righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride come against thine, and let not the hand of the wicked remove I. There are the workers of iniquity fallen. They are cast down, and shall not be able to rise. Yes, they shall not be able to rise. Thank you, Lord. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, neither be you envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, and do good. So you shall dwell in the land, and verily you shall be fed. We know the foundation of this rule of order. Slave masters. And they drafted it onto themselves to be profitable unto themselves. But they themselves are servants of corruption. How shall they lead us? Delight yourself also in the Lord. He shall give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring to pass. So much prejudice. Preconceived notions. People look at each other and say, oh, I know who that person is. Look at him. I know what he's about. Yours is done by design. People have been injected with digital poison. Commit your way unto the Lord, trust in him. Yes, he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord. Yes, wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off, yet those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. It is said that the old earth has passed away. Behold, he brings us a new earth and a new heavens. Because of their sin, they have destroyed the old earth. The wicked plots against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he sees that in his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of upright conversation. To slay such as be of upright conversation. Yeah, we hear a lot of talk, a lot of discussions being had, panels, arguments. It's all staged. You know, they straddle the horse and lean to the side, designed to make you think that there's some kind of promise, that there's somebody fighting for you. You ever seen someone fight? You really think these people are fighting? No, this is fighting. Yes, the sword shall enter into their own hearts. Yes, their sword shall enter into their own hearts. Blessed whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed the man in whom the Lord imputes not iniquity, in whom spirit no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For the day and night your hand was heavy upon I. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. I acknowledge my sin unto you, and my iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. You forgave the iniquity of my sin. For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto you in a time when you may be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. You're my hiding place. You shall preserve I from trouble. You shall compass I about the songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct you and teach you in the way which you shall go. I will guide you with mine eye. Be not as the horse or the mule, who have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with a bit and bridle, lest they come near unto you. Many sorrows to the wicked, but he that trusts in the Lord, mercy shall compass him round about. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all upright in heart. See, this is psychological, this criminal justice. What they seek to do is put fear in your heart, fear of man. Remember the Christ? He had no fear, and yet he knew his hour had come. And they continued to mock and taunt him, thinking that it would be gone, that his word would not continue on. And yet he said that all this will be perished, and yet not one tittle of the law would ever go. It stands, tried and true, 7 times in the fire. Rejoice in the Lord, O you righteous. Praise is comely for the upright. Praise the Lord with harp. Sing unto him with the psaltery and instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song. Play skillfully with a loud voice. For the word of the Lord is light, his works in truth. In truth. Why do they have to lie to get their way? They break the covenant thereof. Now we respect the covenant to serve the Lord with all your mind, your heart, your soul. Make no graven images to other gods on heaven and earth. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. To honor the Passover, honor father and mother. to not kill, to not commit adultery, to not steal, to not bear false witness. Yes, not to covet. And yet, ask them, how many of these Bill of Rights can you incite? And yet, they take an oath to this God that they know not of. I will bless the Lord at all times, his praise continually in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord, the humble shall hear and be glad. Yes, they thought that Christ hid inside a hole and whispered. No, he came out. He came out to reach as many as he could. And he failed to give tribute to Caesar. Oh, magnify the Lord with I, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard I, and delivered I from all my fears. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard, and saved him out of all his troubles. He saved I. He will save you. Stop listening to the preacher. He's been given incentives from the top, so that you can selectively choose what he thinks you want to hear. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. The poor man cried. The angel of the Lord encamped round about them that feared him and delivered them. Oh, taste and see, the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. I've been to the churches. Church of Rome, the Protestant, Puritans, Baptist, been there. Methodist, been there. First Christian, been there. Not teaching you the whole. To come out here and share the whole. Oh, fear the Lord, you saints. No want to them that fear him. The young lions do laugh and suffer hunger. They that seek the Lord shall not want any good. Come, children, hearken unto I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man desires life and love, and he may see no good? You had these Jehovah Witnesses behind myself. I don't know when they disappeared, but they're gone now. You have somebody out here reading from the scripture, and it was enough to drive the Jehovah Witnesses away. You see a problem? I say that they're working together. These so-called congregations and the so-called system. Pretty obvious. The face of the Lord against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The Lord hears the cry and delivers them out of their troubles. The Lord is near unto them that are broken heart, and saves such as be of contrite spirit. Many the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. He keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeems the soul of the servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Giving thanks. Plead, O Lord, with them that strive with I. Fight against them that fight against I. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop against them that persecute I. Say unto my soul, I your salvation. If you try to talk about the history of the country, what are they going to bring up? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, slave masters. And yet, what is the true history? Well, the natives, the indigenous people were here, and a certain group of people sought to escape persecution, to come to a new land, to live as they saw accordingly and fit in the eyes of the Lord. And they did so, and they were called pilgrims. And they did so 150 years before the slave masters drafted this so-called Constitution that is the basis of everything you see here. And they wouldn't have stood for it because they didn't stand for oppression. And that's what this Constitution permitted, oppression. You know, the scripture speaks against usury, collecting interest against the poor. It even says in James 4:4 that we are the enemies of the world. We are the enemies of the world. And the Christ had said, as they began to accuse him, he said, show me this coin. Whose image and superscription is this? Caesar. Very well then. Render unto with Caesar's, and render unto what's mine. So he drew a line, a division, as he spoke about. He didn't come for peace. He came with a sword, and he drew that line. And he said, here's my side, and there's their side. That's right. You know, the separatists wouldn't even stay in Harlem because the children of the Netherlands were playing outside on Sunday. So they saw, and the first 100 of them didn't make it. They died in Maine on the voyage. But they saw it necessary to leave, to separate from what they deemed is encompassing and invading evil. Yes, the transgression of the wicked says in my heart, no fear of God before his eyes. He flatters himself in his own eyes. Until his iniquity be found to be hateful. Every day is a day of prayer. To pray continuously, as Paul had wrote. Yes, I wait patiently for the Lord, and he inclines unto I, and hears my cry. He brought I up also out of a horrible pit. Had to switch up the battery there. Moving on. But when you go in this courtroom, do not be afraid. You have been wronged. And you have the right and the expectation to speak up, just like you're serving on a jury. You have the duty, if you call yourself a true American, to nullify any laws that you see being abused. Do you feel safer because of the laws? There's a trillion of them. They could add another one tomorrow. Is it going to make you any safer? You can have drones above you. And right now they are. You can't see them. They're up there. Are you safe? You know, there's secret laws, you know, to keep us safe. Psalm 49, hear this, all people, give ear, inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart of understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable, I will open my darkening upon the heart. Wherefore should I fear in the day of evil? The iniquity of my heel shall compass I about. They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none to be any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul precious, and it ceases forever, that he should live is forever and not see corruption. That he should live forever and not see corruption. Yes, they attempted to change the uncorruptible into the corruptible, to change the truth into a lie, and serve and worship the creature rather than the creator. Mighty God, O Lord, has spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun into the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God has shined. Our God shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about. A fire. He shall call to the heavens from above and to the earth. That he may judge his people. Gather my saints together around I, those that have made a covenant with I by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness. For God, judge himself. Yes, he is our king. He is our lawgiver. And he is our judge. He will save us. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. I will testify against you. I, God, the Creator. I will not reprove you for your sacrifices or your burnt offerings continually before I will take no bullock out of your house, he-goats out of your folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, the cattle upon the 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains and the wild beasts of the field mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world mine and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls and drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay your vows unto the Most High, and call upon I in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you shall glorify I. But unto the wicked God says, what has you to do to declare my statutes? You should take my covenant in your mouth, seeing you hate instruction and cast my words out behind you. When you saw a thief, when you contend with him, and have partake with adulterers, you give your mouth to evil, your tongue frames deceit. You speak against your brother, you slander your own mother's son. These have you done. I kept silence. You thought that I was altogether as yourself. I will reprove you and set an order before your eyes. Set an order before your eyes. Yeah, you know, we keep hearing about all these terrorists, all these things going on. Well, wait a minute. Since 9/11, how much technology and how many bills have been implemented? You know, to save us from this catastrophe, this onslaught of terrorism. And yet, how has it spread? So, I conclude that this event was used as a pretext, as a reason to implement these technologies and these laws so it can be profitable unto a few individuals. And they talk about transparency. Yeah, there's transparency, but it's only on one end. Giving thanks. Why do you boast yourself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God continually. Your tongue devised mischief like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, lying rather than speak righteousness. You love all devouring words, a deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy you forever. He shall take you away and pluck you out of the dwelling place, the root you out of the land of the living. Selah. Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. The righteous shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. The fool has said in his heart, no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. None that do good. You see the new miracles, the DNA. Everybody's going to be made to be perfect. They're going to switch a couple numbers in your body. They've been telling us these lies this whole time. And we keep putting our faith in them. Save I, O God, by your name, and judge I by your strength. Hear my prayer, O God. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against I, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Selah.